Hello everyone, welcome to lesson 43 of my PySimpleGUI lessons. In today's video, we're going to be finishing the third of four lessons about multi-line text boxes. So last lesson, we talked about the cprint here. So over here, if this is true and we use the cprint if we press cancel and all of these attributes, then it would appear in the middle one, since that is the only one with reroute cprint as true. Everything else has false. Alright, so that was what we talked about last class. This class, we're going to be finishing the attributes for multiline, and we're going to be talking about the updates that are available. Alright, so let's delete these two multiline text in front and behind the main one. And let's talk about the attributes. So first we have the auto scroll. If this is true, then let's change this to true as well so we can show OK. So now we press OK and cancel. This automatically comes to the end and is scrolled to the bottom automatically. If this is false, then when we reroute the standard output, the scrolling wheel doesn't scroll with this. But for cprint, this is kind of different. So cprint still goes to the end, regardless if auto scroll is false or not. Alright, let's keep this as true and go on to the next one. So auto scroll, next is focus. Focus, this changes this little editing. So if we write things here, the focus is default to this element. If we want to have it somewhere else, let's make another multi-line after this. Multi-line, let's say text. Size is, what is this? 35 and 6. 35, 6. Focus is true, and we turn the focus for this as false. Then the focus automatically comes here. So without pressing anything, we can write, and it pops up in this one. Alright, so that's focus. Let's get rid of this second one because we don't really need it. And turn this to true. Alright, after focus, we have the font. So let's change this to, let's say, Times New Roman, font size 15. Then this would be a little bigger and it would be Times New Roman. Alright, after font, we have the pad, which is two tuples inside another tuple, the left and right, up and down values. So let's put this as none. After pad, we have the tooltip. Tooltip is like if your mouse is hovering over the element, some text shows up. Like this is a tooltip, for example. And when we hover our mouse over this element, this is a tooltip shows up. This is a tooltip. Alright, after tooltip, we have justification. So justification has three values, left, center, and right. We can either write their full word or the first letter. So let's say left for L, and it would be to the left. If we write center, then the text would be centered, like this. And if this is to the right, like this, it would be like this. Alright, so that's justification. After justification, we have the right-click menu, which is really similar to normal menus. Same formatting. If we do this and we right-click, it would be 1, 2, and 3, like that. So right-click menu. After this, we have the visible. Visible is true, then we are able to see the multi-line. If this is false, then the multi-line would not be visible like this. These two buttons are from OK and cancel here. Alright, after visible, we have do not clear. So do not clear, if this is true, then we are no longer clearing, which is the default, by the way. So whenever we print something, it's printed at the end instead of clearing everything and then printing it. If this is false, then that's exactly what would happen. Everything is printed, and then, everything is cleared, and then if we press OK, then OK is printed. Cancel, cancel, you selected cancel. Alright, so that's do not clear. And after do not clear, oh wait, that's all of the attributes for multi-line. Now let's move on to updating. So let's use OK as the updating event. We can use window, and the key is -ml all caps ml dot update. The U can be uppercase or lowercase in update. And then let's do, first we have value. So let's write OK is clicked. And now whenever we press OK, it would show OK is clicked. And then after value, we have the disabled. If disabled is true, then after we update this, we are not able to do anything. If this is false, then once we run this, we can, that's because do not clear is, let's turn this to true. And now when we run this, we are able to write things. So after disable, oh yeah, let's keep this as false. After disabled, we have the append. So if append is true, then everything would no longer be cleared, and then this is printed. This would just be printed at the end of this text right here, the quote that I put. Alright, so now it's just added to the end like this. Alright, so that's append. After append, we have the font. So let's turn this, let's say Calibri, font 12. Let's make it a little smaller and change the font type. And now it would change into this. So that's font. After font, we have the text color. Let's talk about text color and background color together. Background color, let's say is black. And now whenever we update this, the background turns black, the text turns white. So this is what happens. And then we have two values really similar to text and background color. It's called the text color for value and the background color for value. These two only change the text and background color for this value right here. It doesn't change the text or background color for anything else. That goes to these two's role. Alright, so let's say this is blue and this is red. Then once we click OK, this OK is clicked should be with a red background and blue text. Alright, so that's what happens. Everything inside the value has this for the text and background, and everything else uses the text and background color here. Alright, after this we have the visible. If visible is true, then it is updated to true. No biggie. If this is false, then this is updated to false and we are no longer able to see this. Let's say before it was false, now it's true. What would happen? So like this, right now, at the really start, we don't see anything, but it should be updated to true, right? And that's exactly what happens. Okay, so let's change this back to true. Okay, so after visible, we have the auto scroll. Auto scroll. This is like the auto scroll we talked about in the attributes, so I'm not going to go over it. And lastly, we have the justification, which is either the left, center, or right. If this is the left, you can either use the word or the first letter. Justified to the left right here. If we want it to the center, it would be like this. Center. and then right, it would be like this. So you notice how only the value is justified here. Everything else still uses the justification here. Like if we write center here, then everything would be centered, and then this would be to the right. So this justification only changes the value's justification. Alright, that concludes lesson 43 of my PySimpleGUI course. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. And remember, crack the coding enigma with work for tuition as your sigma.